Okay, today we are playing a game on the Horizon Lunar Colony. We are in the roughly 2300 SR range, and we are playing Ana on the first attack, and then we will be playing Orisa for the rest of the game. And our current team composition is Winston, D.Va, Tracer, McCree, Ana, and Zenyatta. So really average, and I've got nothing wrong with it. It's been a good week, man. Just like dive comps. I do think Genji is slightly better than Tracer for the first point on Horizon because of the high ground right at the start. By the same token, though, Horizon does have an above-average chance of the defending team having a Symmetra. So, you know. But if you've got a Winston, you don't have to worry about it. You know. Win some, lose some. God, I hate Horizon. It's just such an annoying map. It's also... seems like 80% of the time on the map you end up fighting an Orisa Torbjorn on the defending team. And it's just really annoying. Like, it's just... I hate Horizon. It's the worst thing to happen to this game, aside from competitive Lucio Ball, which is the other worst thing to happen to this game. And I'm really upset about it, because our current actual competitive is like really fucking broken, right? Like this season has been awful the entire way through. And they've spent development time on competitive Lucio Ball. So that tells me that Blizzard thinks that the current competitive is perfectly fine, which is incredibly depressing to me because it's fucked. It's just nothing but assholes everywhere. It's like every other game, someone leaves. Someone's like, fuck it. I'm just gonna pick Torbjorn. Fuck it. I'm just gonna pick Sombra and throw myself off the edge. It's constant. Granted, this is anecdotal, but I've heard the same things from quite a few people. God, it's been terrible. Anyway, so, you know, we're on Horizon right now, so we're gonna start the game, and we're playing Ana right now, so we're all coming around the right-hand side. McCree kinda wanted to go up on the high ground, but we're not going up there. Fuck you, McCree. We're gonna go around, I think we'll go around the right-hand side. Got a lot of people to heal up right now. Pretty good map for Ana, because there's a lot of long sight lines, you know. So they do indeed have a Torbjorn, but they don't have the Orisa. I don't think they have the Orisa. Not sure who their tank is. They also have a Symmetra, so, you know, they're going full defense strats right now. So we've all gotten up onto the high ground, which is good. And now we can slowly start making our way down. They indeed had a Zarya and a Winston. Zarya's already dead, so this is great news. However, we have lost Winston and we have lost McCree, so this is terrible news. It's funny how it can all change in a matter of seconds in Overwatch, can't it? So if YouTube would be oh so kind as to actually just play the video. There we go. We have to go back about 3 times, but it decided it was going to play eventually. Ho ho ho. So I would just throw the grenade into that mess of people over there and probably bounce it off of that shield right there. Because that's a huge cluster of people, all grouped up together. You'll hit enemies with it, and you'll hit allies with it. And there's a dude in there at critical HP. In hindsight, we know it would have bounced off the grenade, but at that point you gotta get your whole team and some of the enemy team with it, which is basically the most you can ask for out of a grenade, is to hit, like, the entirety of one team with it. So, we did start coming down the staircase, which is a bit unnecessary as well, probably because we thought McCree was gonna go into that room, but... we could be, like, up the staircase a little bit more, you know, just like a little bit further back. But, at the same time, the Pharah that they then also have just shoots us. But we were already missing 2 members of our team by that point, one of which was our main tank, so we were gonna have trouble pushing in. Mercy has decided that she's gonna solo res that, Winston over there. A lot of things have happened over there very quickly, haven't they? Symmetra decided that she wanted to put down a shield gem instead of a teleporter, which I'm not fully on board with that one, but I guess they have a Torbjorn, so there's a synergy there. D.Va's already got her ultimate, which is the really impressive thing, and she just fucking ulted the shield generator. So, Symmetra's probably... Symmetra must have, like, just put it down as well, right? She must have just put it down, and then D.Va ulted right in front of it. What a sad day to be Symmetra. So, we're all regrouping. We've almost got Nano Boost built up. We don't have, like, a sick Nano Boost target on our team. It's probably gonna end up being D.Va or Winston. Well, it is gonna be them, because, like, the only alternative is, like, McCree during high noon, which just is not the best use of company resources, honestly. Don't nano boost Doomfist, okay? I've been playing a lot of Doomfist today. Don't nano boost Doomfist. All of his damage is cooldown gated. He can't. It's not good. Yeah, if you punch that one dude, that one fucker is really fucking dead. You did like 600 damage to that dude. But he's fucking dead anyway if you punched him into a wall. It's just overkill, honestly. But at the same time, it does send a very clear message. It's like those clips where the dude gets put to sleep. McCree starts high nooning right in front of him, nano boost him, McCree does the 360 no-scope. It sends that kind of message to the person, I guess, but don't nano boost it. People kept doing it, and I was like, this is so terrible. Please stop doing this to me. So, anyway, you know, we don't have a Doomfist here, though, because this is before Doomfist was allowed to be played in competitive. This should be post-Doomfist patch, but he's not in competitive yet in this replay. So Molten Core is happening over there. We did hit somebody with that grenade. We nano boost the D.Va, probably just to try and, like, keep her mech alive, but I would have tried to heal the mech before actually doing it, because it looks like it wasn't going to survive regardless, and we basically just ended up wasting the nano boost. If you still had the grenade, it would have been okay, because then you could have nano boosted, thrown the grenade on them, and then there's no way that the person dies. Because, I mean, damage reduction, healing amplification, all that. But we just ended up basically wasting our ult because the fight was also already over, basically, because most of the enemy team was dead by the time we arrived there. So, some indecision about where we're gonna go right here. We should go up on the right-hand side, because then we're on the high ground overlooking the point. And as Master Obi-Wan Kenobi taught us, high ground's really fucking overpowered. As McCree was up there a minute ago using High Noon, but now everybody that he used that on is now alive again. D.Va, Symmetra's coming out here. D.Va didn't seem to notice for a little while. It's unfortunate we don't have our grenade during this period, because isn't that just like the sickest setup for the grenade possible? It's really fucking awkward, this entire encounter. I think you're just better off shooting at the Symmetra, though, rather than trying to heal the D.Va. Because Symmetra's almost dead anyway, and there comes a point you can't out-heal Symmetra. And when she first tethered onto the D.Va, she was still at, like, base charge level. So, I would have been trying to kill the Symmetra before she can amp it up to the 125 damage per second. The fucking ludicrous damage per second that Symmetra gets up to, rather than healing the D.Va. If only we had our grenade, it would have been so easy. But, I mean, also I would have been up on the high ground, so I probably wouldn't have even been in a position to do that. So we slapped that dude over there, which is sick. Symmetra has just tased our Zenyatta to death, though, which is unfortunate, and now we're gonna get no, we're not gonna get tased to death, we're getting microwaved to death, my bad. Symmetra has indeed just gone through and killed basically everybody. So I'm saying if we tried to kill the Symmetra instead of healing the D.Va, you know, she couldn't be alive to still actually kill people. I would have been up on the high ground, though, so I wouldn't have even been in position to try and kill the Symmetra, probably. Because you can't really see out the door that well from the high ground. So, team have decided we want to go on the left-hand side right now. You know, I used to think that attacking the second point on Horizon was really fucking easy. Man, it's actually really fucking obnoxious, because the spawn's so close, you just have to, like, grind it out, but it's like... Now that people have gotten better at playing the map, the defending team can be rather annoying to get out of here. For example, if the enemy team has a good Widowmaker, back left-hand side of the hangar, there's a little ledge you can stand on just above the point, and you can look out at basically the entire point, with the exception of this doorway right in front of us over here. That's like the only thing you can't... What an awful color to have used there. You can't see this doorway, but you can see the entire rest of the hangar. But she's so fucking far away that it's almost impossible to get to her. Like, you basically need another Widowmaker to kill her. It's so annoying. Granted, caveat, the Widowmaker has to actually be good to be a threat. At the same time, though, It's a big open square, so it's not too terribly difficult at the same time. God, I hate Horizon. You know, I hated Eichenwald. It's like, Eichenwald is my least favorite map in the game. Man, didn't know how good I had it. I'd take 1,000 Eichenwalds to never see Horizon again. God, it's so terrible. I hate attacking the map. I hate defending the map. I just hate the map. Yeah. So anyway, you know, we're playing the game right now. So, Zenyatta's already dead, so it's not exactly getting off to a great start. Team is also splitting up right now. Granted, you know, one of them's Tracer. We just nano boost the Winston. He's basically the best one we got, so we might as well. We're trying to shoot the Pharah out of the sky. Oh no, Symmetra snuck up on us with her microwave, though. I would have probably given up on the Pharah once I noticed she had armor, because the thing with Ana's gun is it doesn't do 75 straight up damage. It does several ticks that add up to it. So, armor has a big impact on Ana's damage, actually. And it's not at 75 anymore, it's 60 now, isn't it? Right? Yeah, it's 60 damage now. So it does several ticks. It doesn't just do 60 damage. So armor actually severely impacts Ana's damage because of all the little ticks involved instead of just the flat damage. So as soon as I saw the Pharah had armor on her, I would have just given up and started trying to heal somebody instead, honestly. Especially since Zenyatta was also dead at the time, so we were the only healer. At the same time, though, because the only other person that can deal with Pharah on our team is McCree, and D.Va as well, I guess, we do sort of have the obligation to try, but I would have given up upon seeing the armor. So now we're up on the high ground with the rest of our team. McCree started using High Noon and then promptly almost died. We jumped off the high ground, which we didn't need to. Everybody is now sort of getting underneath the catwalk, so we might have had to eventually. And Molten Core is happening over there, so that's also quite spooky. Probably had to use that grenade on yourself, really. Well, I guess we take a bunch of damage doing it instead, but we're standing around a half HP. Your other healer is Zenyatta, so you can't really, and there's not a health kit nearby that you can get to. So you don't want to, but you probably have to use that grenade on yourself, because otherwise you're gonna be, like, in the position we're at now, where we're walking around with 8 HP and a sneeze is gonna kill us. We actually get direct hit by a Pharah, which is a little bit more than a sneeze, but, you know, you don't want to have to use the grenade on yourself, but I think you had to right there. So, our man, Ryusio, over here, is like, fuck off, you ugly cunt, die of Ebola. Which seems a bit severe. Where is he? He's McCree, so I don't know who he's talking to. Could be a number of people, but that seems like a bit of an overreaction. But, at the same time, that's very Season 5, so I'm not at all surprised. So, enemy shield generator, broken, fantastic news. Actually really annoying to kill the shield generator on this point as well, actually. But people are usually not playing Symmetra by this point, so. We are not in a great position. Could have just stayed up on the catwalk. Why did we get off the catwalk? We just, like, jump down, try and see these people, I guess. I wouldn't have gotten down off the catwalk, because now we're in, like, a pretty scary place. Fortunately, the enemy team just doesn't really pay attention. And then our team starts collapsing in on them. Tracer's gone in with the bomb. Oh god, that's happening over there. I would have thrown the grenade at him right there, when you start reloading, because you'll hit a bunch of people with it, you'll hit him, we want this dude dead. It can be really annoying to kill a Primal Rage Winston, so I just want to make sure he died. But instead we use it to kill the Symmetra, which is also a fair use of it. However, now they're alive again. That's really tragic, because it landed on one of the fucking girders. So D.Va's really upset about that one. I see that happen a depressingly large amount on this map. The one girder that, like, moves in the middle, this was the most depressing one. D.Va puts it straight up, girder slowly moves across and catches it, and it ends up killing nobody. And it would have killed, like, 4 people. So that one was really depressing. Pro tip, avoid the girders if you're gonna lob your D.Va ult straight up. So we nano boost Winston right there. Unfortunately, we had to reload and we missed the grenade on him, but he's getting healed by Zenyatta as well, so the damage reduction just barely pulls him through, and he's the best nano boost we got. Waiting for the grenade, yeah, you know, grenade, punch, grenade, shoot. What's the fight? It's been so long since I actually played Ana. What's like the actual most efficient? It's punch, grenade, shoot, punch. There we go. We didn't punch her at all. Or just like grenade, shoot, punch. You know, slightly more efficient. At the same time, though, she was fucking dead because she was the only one alive, so... it has been a long time since I've actually played Ana because, frankly, I just can't really be bothered anymore. I'd rather just play Mercy and, like, have to put significantly less effort into playing the game, and have roughly the same impact. I mean, you don't have roughly the same. You have significantly less impact as Mercy than Ana, but, you know, I'd rather just put less work in, frankly, and still get, like, good results, you know? So we're playing, Orisa for the rest of the game right now. And we're gonna stand up here to start with. Man, I've played so many games on Horizon at this point, I'm still not entirely sure that, like, I know what the most efficient thing is. I'm fairly certain at this point that standing on this high ground as the defending team is actually a trap. Because it's really easy for the enemy team to get around or under you and get onto the point. And the thing is then, you have to get off the high ground to fight them there because you can't see onto the point from the high ground. So if the enemy team just like all go around you or under you and get on the point, you as the defending team actually have to advance into the point onto them because you have to come down off the high ground and move on to them to start contesting it. So I'm pretty convinced at this point, this high ground is actually a trap, which is very rare. It's not very common the high ground is a trap, is it? Is there another case where that's true? Can't think of one offhand. So I'm pretty sure standing up here is actually a trap, because you can just get, like, circumnavigated, and then you have to advance into them. And you don't... It's really hard to actually, like, kill people up here. At this point... It's gonna sound so stupid. At this point, I'm fairly convinced that the actual best strategy for defending on Horizon, is Orisa or Reinhardt, Torbjorn, and then you just sit on the point, and you just guard the turret. You guard the turret, and that's honestly, like, the thing I've seen have the most consistent results on Horizon. And it's so stupid, honestly. Cause it's just like, this one strategy that's pretty inconsistent anywhere else seems really consistent on Horizon. I see it, like, all the time, like in mass, like, 33,700-ish SR, like, it's all the time, and it works a lot, and it's really depressing. That actually seems like the most consistent strategy. But if you don't want the Torbjorn, which I mean, I understand, it still seems like the best thing to do is just, like, tuck in on the point with, an Orisa or a Reinhardt, because everywhere else is just not that good, honestly. So it seems like the best thing you can do is just, like, sit in the point, and then you can shoot out the middle point into the whole open area, and you've got a shield in the way, and then they have to advance in onto you from one of the sides. If they come in from the staircase, they've got a fairly long run up to the door onto the point, so you can shoot them as they're coming down the staircase or up the ramp. And if they decide to go around, I've pushed the Windows key. If they go around this way, you can just shoot at them from the window the entire time they're running across there. And they just take a lot of fucking damage by the time they even arrive. And then they have to do a fairly long run up to the door onto the point. And that just seems like the best position. There doesn't seem to really be anywhere better. So, anyway, though. So we're playing Orisa. We're up here. We We threw our shield down there. I'm not really sure why. Why did we throw our shield down there? I don't know. I assume that was a mistake, because I can't imagine a reason that you would have done that, really. So now we're just doing this, yeah. And we've got a Symmetra as well over here, so, you know, it's like annoying. I've muted the fucking audio, and I don't know what button I actually pushed to do that. It's like really annoying to actually, like, clear turrets off of the point, as the attacking team. Because it's kind of hard to see into the point. You know? The ledge is, like, just high enough that you can't see a Torbjorn turret on the back of the point. At least very well. And, like, there's other shit shooting at you at the same time. And then you can't clear the Symmetra turrets off the side very well because of the, like, curve on the wall. It's really annoying. I really hate Horizon. God damn. So, Winston was just, like, over here all by himself, so he just got absolutely shredded to death. Yank him out, shoot at them a little bit, you know. It's a Zarya with a Mercy, so we weren't going to kill anybody, but we got some ult charge off of shooting them at least. You know, you just try it. You don't really expect to get that many kills with Halt, but at the bare minimum, you'll get some more ult charge, and there's the possibility that you kill somebody. So, Zarya over there, very, very sleepy. Nobody wakes her up, and we just kill both of the supports while she's sleeping on the ground. Incredible. That's like... so incredible that she doesn't just, like, immediately get woken up by somebody, honestly. So, you don't really need to use your Fortify against a Winston, because he's already gonna do such little damage to you, that using Fortify on it is just overkill, frankly. You could just save that, and it's a 10-second cooldown. It's kind of punishing to use it when you don't need to. At the same time, though, if you think you're gonna need to use it, you do want to use it early. But a Winston, you shouldn't need to use it. You've already got armor, so that's already gonna reduce the damage. Shouldn't need the Fortify as well. So, our Pharah is currently dead. Our Zarya also currently dead because they went too far out. You know, as people are known to do. There's some people coming around here, there's some people going around there. This is the worst possible situation you can find yourself in as Orisa, because now you've got people coming in on both sides of you. And, you know, that's not what you want. You want to be able to just look at one direction. Reinhardt also wants to do the same thing, but he can rotate a little bit easier. Fortunately, they've all actually collected over on this side, rather than all going around on the right-hand side, but somebody's still over there. Oh wait, no, I think it was McCree, so it looks like he came back around this side instead. Great, don't actually have to worry about it. Great news. So, we got the bongo, we put the bongo down. It's a little bit out in the open, but, like, doesn't matter. Like, it was absolutely not gonna matter. Our Pharah also trying. Oh, no. We lose that point. I don't know if it was unclear, but we got, like, thoroughly fucked on that point. Nothing you do there was gonna make a difference. They gained too much momentum off of killing the two people that were too far out, so they just rolled over us, and there was not really going to be anything we could do about it, so, now we're up here. I don't really like standing like that, because if your barrier is like this, they can just shoot down the catwalk still, and most of your team are actually going to want to stand further down the catwalk. I also recommend you stand a bit further down the catwalk, like, sort of like, there's the staircase that goes up like 3 steps. I usually like to stand right around there, because standing up in the doorway is pretty scary, especially as Orisa, because you're not actually a frontline tank. If they just, like, come through the doorway, like, really decisively onto you, they'll fuck you up pretty badly before you know what especially now that Doomfist's in the game, right? Like, just imagine you're standing, like, right here. Doomfist just, like, comes around the corner, baps you into the wall, you're fucking dead. So I like to stand back, like, near the staircase, because that's far enough back that you're safe from people just, like, immediately collapsing in and killing you. But you can still see, like, the majority area out here. You basically just can't see, like, right around, like, this corner. But you can see everything else still. You can't see, like, this bit, but, like, people are tucking in over here, like, what are they doing, really? So, this is like, there's people further down the catwalk are exposed. You're pretty exposed standing up here. Stand a little bit further back. You don't want to be, like, on the front line as Orisa. You want to let the other tank do that, because all other tanks... Good, pulled her back with the halt and got her killed right there. Great stuff. Orisa doesn't have, like, the presence to be the frontline tank. You want to let whatever the other frontline tank is, you want to let whatever the other tank is be the actual frontline fighter, because all of them are better at it than Orisa. You want to be, like, further back with your back line, just, like, putting barriers around them, helping if somebody comes back to try and fuck with them. You don't want to be the one at the front taking, like, the majority of the aggro. You want to be back with your back line, like, tanking for them, basically. High noon's happening up there, which is very scary. So, chuck your halt out, like, right around now, because, like, this Winston, we're gonna drop him pretty low, but we're probably not gonna kill him before he gets around the doorway. Throw halt out now. By the time he gets around this corner, your halt should be in position that you can yank him back into view, and that might be just enough to kill him. So, like, pull him back. If you pull him back just right around there, you can kill him before he gets around the corner. But Zarya's in hot pursuit, so she kills him regardless. But if they're gonna get away, like, if it looks like they're gonna get away, I should say, throw the halt out so you can yank them back around the corner if they start getting away again. So, we are trying to kill Farah. Really hard to kill Farah as Orisa, because, I mean, 1, you've got a projectile weapon. 2, it's actually got a pretty wide spread. It's not like huge, but, like, it's not pinpoint accurate. So it's kind of hard to kill a Farah. And you've got a McCree walking up on you. Orisa, despite Orisa not wanting people right on top of her, it's actually where her weapon is, like, the most efficient, because you just, like, you can start drilling into that dude real easy, because he's point blank. Projectile, if they're right on top of you, might as well be a hit scan, right? You just, like, drill into the dude. So rather than trying to kill the Farah, when do we see the McCree drop down? Because we do see him drop down. There he comes, around the side over there. Just, like, turn and focus that dude, because that dude, yeah, I know this dude's over here, like, fucking with your backline, but, like, it's so hard for you to shoot a Farah that you're better off just shooting at these people over here, because they're more within your area, and you should be able to, like, rip through a McCree really quickly, and then you gotta deal with the Reaper after that, which is kind of hard for Orisa, but also not impossible. And you're better off leaving the more qualified people to deal with the Farah, who's, like, kind of far away from you at that point. So, this is more where I like to stand. Still not up on the shield, usually, like, a little bit further back still. Now we're walking forward. We've got Fortify to help us move back. This is fine also, but it's still, like, a little scary, because if they come around the corner really decisive, and, Doomfist, like, now we're, like, right next to a wall as well, It's really scary to be, like, this close to the enemy team as Orisa. It's like on Hanamura, right? Like, you don't want to stand, like, up in the gate, because when they collapse through the gate, if you're Orisa, they just, like, roll right over you, like, oh god, please, no. Orisa doesn't like, being the front line. So, Winston's coming in right now, not exactly the scariest thing in the world. We jump down here onto the health kit. Winston has indeed killed our soldier, but half their team's dead. So, we got to just come back up here and start round 2. It's Winston, it's just Winston, so we're not really concerned about it, or Winston's, like, never gonna win that duel. So, refresh the barrier, yeah, because it's about to break. Like, once you refresh the barrier, though, like, turn around and try to kill that Winston, because he dived onto your Mercy, and he's still back there. Like, we can see Mercy's HP going down. Like, turn around and deal with that dude first, because he's the more immediate threat. He's actually in your backline right now. They kill him anyway, but, like, the one that's in your backline is more concerning than the ones that are still, like, on the other side of your shield, right? But you gotta, like, keep an eye over here still, so that, like, you know, the Reaper doesn't just, like, get up on you like this. He's never gonna kill you with the Death Blossom in that position because you can fortify, and when Reaper ults a tank, he is doing less damage to the tank than if he just left-clicked them, and Mercy managed to get away, so, not the end of the world. He does jump down, but then he just, like, gives up on us, but now he's kind of looking like he might come back. Oh, no, he's giving up again, but oh shit, fucking, like, 19 ultimates are happening over there. Yeah. Get fucked, basically. You know, like, no matter what you do in that position, you're gonna get fucked, because you gotta deal with the Reaper, because he's right on top of you. And while you're dealing with that, they use 3 ultimates over there and kill your whole team. So it's unless you're gonna, like, kill the Reaper unbelievably quickly, and then also get over there and help them really quickly, there's nothing you can do about that one. Overwatch is a game that's really about ultimates. So, we have noticed that the Symmetra has put some turrets outside, so we're coming in here to change to Winston, but we're only changing to Winston so we can break these turrets. Then we're going to walk back in, and we're going to change to Orisa. I don't think this is worth doing. This might seem really nitpicky, because basically I don't think this is worth doing because it kills some of your tempo for the first push. Only like 1 or 2 seconds, but I think the first push is easily the most important moment in the entire round, because the first fight is what, like, dictates the pace of the ult economy for the entire rest of the game. Because that's the first branching point. Everything that happens after that is going to be as a result of the first fight. Cause, you know, like, it's like, one team gets wiped, the enemy, like, really decisively, the enemy team builds up some ultimates. Now the losing team has got to try and, like, get some of those ultimates out of them again. Blah, blah, blah. But if it just goes the other way, if it's, like, kinda even, then some people on each team have got ultimates, you know, and then you've got to, like, decide based off that. It's the first push is really, really important because it can dictate the rest of the game. So I don't think it's worth just, like, changing to Winston to break these turrets faster, and then going back in to change to Orisa again, because it slows you down. Not by very much, but I think that the first push is important enough that you want every little bit that you can get out of it. So just, like, stick with one of them. If you're gonna come out here on Orisa, just, like, put the shield out the gate, come out and, like, shoot the stuff off anyway. It's gonna take you, like, half a second shorter to do it, but then you don't have to go back in and change again. And it's like, you know, this doesn't make much difference, but it does make a difference, and I think the first push is really, really important. The most important, the people fixate on the last mistake in the game. Like, if Mercy is, like, on her way to get a 5-man res, but then she, like, gets flashbanged or killed or something, like, on the way out, her team will blame the Mercy for losing that game. Whereas to me, that doesn't make any sense, because what you should ask instead is, why were we in a position where Mercy had to get a 5-man res, or we lost the game? The first mistake is the most important mistake in the entire game. So, like, first push, really important. Don't, like, slow it down. Like, even by, like, a little bit, don't slow it down. You want to get in there as quickly as possible. So, they have a Bastion. We have managed to just pick off their Tracer. Their Symmetra is also dead right now. We saw on the kill feed. Mercy's also dead. They're down 3 people right now. We just walk on the point and we start fighting. 3 of them got picked off. There's no way they can fight us off. Mercy was also their only healer. So this is not proper procedure when you're fighting a Reaper as an Orisa. You gotta play it like you're Winston, where you just in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Like, you gotta get used to dancing in and out of the bubble, because that's how you fight people that are right on top of you, dancing in and out of the bubble. Same way a Winston would dance in and out of his bubble. You gotta do the same thing with your shield. You're, like, moving away from your shields, and, like, you probably die regardless in this position, but you can't, like, let the flight instinct kick in. You gotta, like, dance in and out of the bubble. That's how you do it. And then you've got other things you can do as well, because you're dancing in and out of the bubble. You can halt them over to the other side of the bubble, and then that slows them, and then you got more time to work with. You've got Fortify as well to help fight the person. So it's not like you're completely helpless if somebody gets on top of you, but it's still not what you want to deal with. But if they get on top of you, you gotta work with your shield. Same way a Winston would. So, we have killed, like, 3 people out here. We want to snowball this as quickly as possible, because we've got 3 people, and we can just, right after we got the point. So now we can get over here on the point for free. We're up on the high ground. We just chuck the shield down there. I would have tried to chuck it more, like, on the corner, because you want to still be standing on the point. This is mostly not covering the point. Try and, like, get it on, like, one of the corners if you're going to do that. Probably, like, strictly speaking, it's probably more efficient to do it over there, because the shape of the shield will be more convenient than over here. But, like, that's not really doing very much. Or you can just be really selfish and keep it for yourself as well. But, so, we get to just, like, straight snowball this victory, because we killed 3 people after we took the first point, and we've got some ultimates to work with as well. We're just coming up here to try and, like, yank people back and fuck with them. I do think it's better that you keep drilling into the Winston rather than changing over to the Zarya, because she's walking into them half HP. Winston's still full HP, so we chunk him down so that he's low by the time he gets there and they can deal with the Zarya. So great. Everything went as well as you can possibly ask for. Even though we only had a minute and a half, and then we had 2 minutes after the 30-second extension, we still have 19 seconds to spare. So, it's good. It's good times. It went a lot better than expected. Enemy team, probably pretty tilted after that one. I would be. So, we're up here again. We're defending. And they've got 3 minutes to work with. So, you know, they did better than us on the first round, but we did way better than them on the second round. So, they're probably pretty demoralized by this point. So, we're up here again. They've got a Tracer. Tracer is just kind of like fucking around, not really doing very much over there, but you know, she's over there, so there's that. So now we're coming over here. Oh god, Soldier's coming out of the doorway. And he was right on top of us. However, Soldier being right on top of you is not exactly the end of the world. However, the rest of the team is coming up the staircase, so we don't really have time to deal with the Soldier. That's kind of the thing with the high ground as well, is you can get, like, taken by surprise out of the 0G area, because you can't hear them coming, because there's no sound in space, believe it or not, and the door just in one frame is open, so you can very suddenly get taken by surprise. However, one of my fondest memories happened up here, because I was playing Reaper, and I was fighting a Winston up near the doorway. I had, like, my back to the doorway, shooting at him over at the ledge. He tried to jump, like, past me, but he hit the doorway, it opened, he hit the 0G, and he just kept going. It was incredible. I loved it. I'll never forget it. He's just, like, going at normal, then just 0G kicked in. It's like he jumped again, and he just kept going. It was incredible. I love the 0G area. It's the only good part about this map, and you never go out there. I went out there, like, once. And that was, like, it was pretty sick, 'cause, like, I was playing Winston, they ran away out the doorway to try and get away from it. I was like, fuck, they're in the 0G. Primal Rage, just, like, start smacking them off the edge. It was incredible. Oh, I love the 0G area. It's a shame you never get to go out there, because it's really fucking out of the way. But, you know, whatever. Maybe in the future. So anyway, you know, man, there's been a lot of tangents today, haven't there? Damn. So, little bit of an awkward position where our shield's, like, out here, and they're just moving in past it. But they're gonna do that regardless anyway. And their team is also really good at breaking our barrier quickly, because they've got a Soldier and a McCree. So, like, Soldier shooting it, McCree fans into it, is, like, the rest of the team still doing damage to it. So, like, they chew through our shield really quickly as well. So it's not like it's gonna help that much. So we are getting shot in the back right now. I would have probably turned around to address that, but at the same time we are shooting onto, like, 4 other people, and the rest of your team should be able to deal with the Zarya, ideally, so. Yank McCree back over here. He stunned the Mei, so it's possible that doing that might have actually saved Mei's life, because it might have fucked up his aim. Well, it definitely fucked up his aim, but I don't know if it would have, like, saved her, but... Soldier's in here, didn't yank him out, he's gone, unfortunate. Reload your gun during that period right there, because you're at 22 bullets right now, and Orisa's gun takes, like, almost 3 seconds to actually reload. It's, like, absolutely ridiculous. So, like, nothing's, like, as soon as you see Soldier's not there, you're not going to be getting into a fight for the next little while. Just, like, start reloading your gun, because you're gonna have to. And it takes a really long time to reload Orisa's gun. See, a fight breaks out, and now we've got to reload our gun. Oh, fuck, that really killed our mojo, didn't it? So we are starting to just, like, come in here and bully these people away. Soldier, yep, he's dead. Don't know, like, why would he peek the corner again? He peeked the corner with, like, a pixel of HP left. What an absolute madman. So, enemy team, they're seeming pretty listless. They don't really seem like they know what they're doing. They had, like, the one push at the start. Though even that was kind of off, because, like, most of them were over there, but, like, Zarya and Tracer were on the other side, and, like, Zarya just got killed. And now they've just, like, never really recollected after that point, so it's not been too terribly difficult for us after that. Here's Winston. He's basically by himself, so whatever. Attack Visor's happening? God, Jesus Christ. I don't really know where he was. Like, was he actually out here? Let me put the other ear on. I don't know where. Oh, he's over there. He's in the window. Okay. What's he thinking? Just gets walled off by Mei. What's he thinking? Just, like, looking in the window at us like, yeah, perfect time. I got you in my sights like the peeping Tom. And then Mei just closes the blinds on him. And he's like, oh, fuck, now what? What's he thinking? What's he thinking? Anyway, so we've used the bow and go. Probably don't need to, but at the same time, they looked like they had committed to the fight when they used Tac Visor. And you do want to use it as soon as the enemy team commits to the fight. So we came out here to fight them. Tracer came back here, started fucking with them. We just came back and killed Tracer. Feels good. Enemy team, like, it's not a very coordinated push, is it? It's like 2 people came in, now 3 people are coming in, like, they're coming at us in waves. It's like we're playing a tower defense game right now, which is what Horizon usually seems to be anyway, honestly. I'm pretty sure we get rezzed. Yeah, we get rezzed. So this is kinda spooky, where we've got, like, things on either side of us right now. Rather than dealing with this area, I'd honestly be more concerned with the McCree, who is over here. Because, like, you got, like, a lot of people over here, and I just ran directly onto the point. I'd probably try and, like, kill the McCree who was over here really quickly, because we had Halt as well, so we might have just, like, been able to kill him really quickly. And then come back here and help with this situation. At the same time, though, you do want to, like, help your team on the point, so... But I would have probably tried to kill the McCree really quickly before coming over here again. So, Winston's here. Winston's all by his lonesome. McCree's using High Noon. Oh, don't do that. Don't do what we're doing. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just, like, get out of the way. Just... It's not worth it. I've been baited in before, where I've been like, I can kill the McCree through the High Noon. No, you can't do it unless you react, like, instantly. Especially now that it, like, closes in quicker as well. I've been playing Soldier and been like, I can do it, and I don't even get to fire the Helix rocket, because it actually closes in on you really quickly now. So, we won the round. Enemy team didn't really... Like, I feel like they were pretty tilted after our second attack, because the next push, the next round for them attacking was just, like, really disjointed, and they never really got a good push going, so it was pretty easy. So here's Farah getting play of the game. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that'll do it. You know, that's gonna be the one that gets you the play of the game. So. Biggest things to stand in this game. Not really very much for Ana, really, other than, like, stand on the high ground, more. Because, like, we could have gone up onto the high ground, we kept going through, like, the middle. If your team goes around, like, the left-hand side, you do have to go around that way with them. And if, like, all your team goes through the middle as well, you kinda, like, have to stick in the middle so you can see them while they're going through the doorway. But, like, some of the teams still up on the catwalks, the, tanks are gonna dive on the point really quickly. We could've gone and stood up on the high ground. That's, like, the only really thing that big thing that stood out. For Orisa, try not to be on the front line, because that's not really where Orisa wants to be. Orisa wants to be tanking from the back line, because she doesn't have the presence necessary to be the frontline tank. Sometimes you're gonna have to. Like, if you're Orisa and then, like, you go, like, turns out you're the only tank, well, now you have to. Or if the other tank dies, well, now you're the only tank currently still alive, so you have to now be the front line as best you can. But, if you have another tank with you that isn't Roadhog, but if somebody's picking Roadhog, GG anyway, try to let the other tank be the front line, and you're hanging out with your back line, protecting them, you know, building the bunker, helping somebody diving on them, that kind of thing. That's like the only thing that really stood out to me with Orisa. Yeah, no, nothing else really stood out to me as being like a glaringly obvious. Like, don't use Fortify if you're fighting Winston, because just Winston isn't going to be very... Oh, that was the other thing. Because Winston dove past us and we didn't really, like, turn to him. If somebody's on your backline, that takes precedent over anything else. You've got to try and get them off your backline, because that's what you're in charge of doing. You're in charge of helping your backline. So even if there's still people to, like, poke and prod out on the front line, the people on the back line take priority, because that's your area. You're meant to be protecting the back line. Similarly to, if you're playing Zarya, and the other tank is, like, anything that isn't Orisa, basically, because if Orisa's the other tank, Zarya is now the front line. If you're Zarya and you have another tank, it's your job to help the backline as Zarya, because that's Zarya's job. Orisa's job is also to help the backline, so that takes precedent. So those are the only those are the things that stood out the most in this game. So thank you very much for watching. If you did, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer, and I hope you found the video helpful.